Teddy Roosevelt, Jerry Stiller, and the NFL are all on this day. Hey, welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is June 8th. It is the 160th day of the year. There are 206 days left in 2020, and most of us can't wait for it to be over. It is the 81st day of spring. There are only 13 days left until summer. Today is National Best Friends Day. National Best Friends Day seeks to celebrate best friends and the contribution that best friends make to our daily lives. A best friend is a friend that you consider your closest. The comedian Dave Attell once said, "A friend will help you move, but a best friend will help you move a body," which I think that's kind of accurate. National Best Friends Day is an unofficial holiday in the United States. It is celebrated on the 8th of June. All right, let's see what else went down on June 8th. 793. Vikings raid an abbey in Northumbria in England, commonly accepted as the beginning of the Norse activity in the British Isles. 1861, the Civil War. Tennessee decides they don't want to be part of the United States anymore. They leave the Union. 1906, Teddy Roosevelt signs the Antiques Act into law, authorizing the president to restrict and use certain parcels of public land with historical or conservation value. The act has been used more than 100 times since its passage. This includes creating national monuments from federal lands to protect significant natural, cultural, and scientific features. President Obama established more monuments than any president before him, with 26. Before this, the previous record was held by Roosevelt himself at 18. 1918, a solar eclipse is observed in the United States. The path clipped Washington state, then moved across the whole of Oregon and through the rest of the country, exiting over Florida. The track of the eclipse was a band across the entire United States. This wouldn't happen again for 99 years. Everyone remember the one we just had a couple years back? Yeah, that was the last one that was that significant. Almost 100 years before. 1949, George Orwell's 1984 is published. An amazing book. If you've never read that book, don't watch the movie, read the book. 1953, an F5 tornado hits Beecher, Michigan, killing 116, injuring 844, and destroying 340 homes. That one was bad. That was really bad. 1953, the United States Supreme Court rules that the District of Columbia versus John R. Thompson Company, the restaurant in the Washington, D.C. area, cannot refuse to serve black patrons. The act prohibited the segregation in public places within the district. The case transpired during the growing racial tensions in the United States Capitol after a long fight for justice. The Supreme Court unanimously ruled that segregating policies practiced by Thompson's cafeteria were illegal. 1966, the National Football League and the American Football League announce a merger effective in 1970. They had 4 Super Bowls prior to that, 66, 67, 68, and 69, but they were still a separate league. In 1970, they were finally just the NFL, in case anyone wants to argue that one with me. Now, here's a sad note and personal one. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. The last time the Cleveland Browns were in the Super Bowl, or the championship at the time, were the 2 years before it became merged. The Cleveland Browns beat the Baltimore Colts 27-0 in 1964. In 1965, they were there again, and the Green Bay Packers beat them 23-12. 1967, during the Six-Day War, the USS Liberty incident occurs, killing 34 and wounding 171. This was an attack on a U.S. Navy technical research ship. At the time, the ship was in international waters north of the Sinai Peninsula, about 29.3 miles northwest from the Egyptian city of Arish, when the ship was attacked by an Israeli Air Force jet fighter aircraft and an Israeli motor torpedo boat. Israel said the attack was of mistaken identity and that the ship had been misidentified as the Egyptian vessel El Quasar. I think I got that wrong. Israel apologized for the mistake and paid compensation to the victims' families and to the United States for the damage of the ship. The U.S. accepted the explanation that the incident was friendly fire, and the issue was closed by the exchange of diplomatic notes in 1987. 1995, downed U.S. Air Force pilot Captain Scott O'Grady is rescued by U.S. Marines in Bosnia. The 2001 film Behind Enemy Lines, starring Gene Hackman and Owen Wilson, is loosely based on this event. It was a good movie. I didn't think Owen Wilson could pull it off because it was kind of a serious role and he just doesn't seem that way. Anyway, he did a good job. I liked the movie. Movies that premiered on June 8th, 1984, Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis wrote and starred in the film. The role of Peter Venkman was originally going to be played by John Belushi. The role later went to Bill Murray. They had a remake in 2016. It was garbage. Sort of made me sad. And they're supposed to be coming out with another remake this year in 2020. I'll probably cry. Born on June 8th, 1927, Jerry Stiller, American actor, comedian, and producer. He spent many years as part of the comedy duo Stiller and Mira, his wife, Ann Mira. They're also the parents of Ben Stiller. They appeared together in films such as Zoolander, Heavyweights, Hot Pursuit, The Heartbreak Kid, and Zoolander 2. The Heartbreak Kid... The character he played in that movie is alarmingly similar to my own father. It's really weird. Also born on June 8th, Rosanna Pansino. She's one of my wife's favorite YouTubers, and mine too. I watch her bake stuff all the time. Died on June 8th. 2004, we lost Mac Jones, American baseball player. He was often nicknamed Mac the Knife. He was a left fielder, and he played for the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves, Cincinnati Reds, and the Montreal Expos. He died at the age of 62 due to complications of stomach cancer. All right, that's our video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go on and have a productive day. Be nice to each other.